On Bounce, my lovely mom is back to discuss some unique issues affecting children across our nation.
Stella Mack is here for another segment of Ask Mama Mack. Yes. We need some music for you, some theme music.
We do. We need to work on that.
What would be your theme music? Did I just put you on the spot? We'll talk about it later. I'll let you think about it during the segment. We'll come back to you on that. All right, here we go with the first question. Could having a baby in your 20s be good for your career? Well, we found articles where some women say sooner rather than later is better. The writer says after you have children in your 20s, you can plan out the rest of your life. She believes getting pregnant in the middle of climbing the career ladder could be harmful, and that a lot of women don't have flexibility at the stage of their career. She says waiting until later means you'll be taking care of kids during the time when the men you work with are working harder and longer hours. Well, Mama Mack is the writer speaking the truth.
Well, yeah. That's a good one. I think that either way you're going to be tied down with kids. I mean, unless you're like really jump up there and can afford the nanny and all that stuff like that, you know. We had Brigitte in our 20s, so.
Do you think it affected your career?
No, I don't think it did at all. I don't really think it did. Not for me.
So really, a time doesn't necessarily.
Right. No, I don't think so. Because then, you know, in my 30s, I had a brother and sister. So, you know, things worked out fine then too. So.
And I also think it maybe depends on the career and what kind of support system the woman has at home.
Yeah.
True. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And how dedicated they are too. There's a lot of people, a lot of women that don't get any sleep. And they continue to roll. They get
that's kind of what you learn to do as a mom.
Yeah, you do.
Just
that
kind
is
of
all
go
part
on
of
exhaustion. I mean, that's what something my best friend says all the time. She was like, "I'm always exhausted," and you just learn to
roll with it,
deal with it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Next topic: should state lawmakers they could eliminate funding for driver's education classes starting next summer? That means teenagers and parents may have to pay for the training. Now, the state stopped picking up the entire tab for driver's ed in 2011. Then officials had to start charging fees for the classes because of those budget cuts. Students in Wake County, for instance, pay $55 to take the class. But if that subsidy goes away, the cost could be as high as $400.
Yikes.
Now, some think that may mean that more teens wait to get their license until after turning 18, which could mean more crashes on the roads because they're not getting that prior training. So, Mom, who should pay for the driver's ed classes?
Well, if they take the money away, the parents are going to get stuck with the bill. So, yeah. I don't know if you, I mean, how else are they going to take driver's ed if the parents don't step up to the plate and do it? And I think they should, not the parents pay for it, but they need that training, you know, prior to, or else the parents are going to have to spend a lot of time in the car with the kid.
A lot more time.
Yes.
And I know that when all of us were in school, driver's ed was paid for.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Would you have paid for driver's ed for us?
I would pay $55.
But not that whole for.
Oh my God.
So they just wouldn't have learned how to drive until that's the.
That's right, little bit. Sorry about that.
You're lucky. Great.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, you know, last night, Brigitte told you about rapper Lil Wayne throwing a lavish Sweet 16 party for his daughter. I wasn't here. I missed that. Regina Carter celebrated. Regina Carter. They celebrated with a star-studded guest list like Nicki Minaj to T.I. Her dad also gave her some over-the-top gifts like a Ferrari GTO and a BMW. Really?
2 cars.
Yikes. Some are happy for the team because she doesn't get a birthday like everyone else, but some folks say giving her the keys to a fast car is just not a good idea.
Plural.
Fast cars.
It's not one, but 2. She got a Ferrari and she got a BMW. Lil Wayne. Really?
Totally over the top. That is ridiculous.
Is this a smart move?
Smart. I mean, I can see, yeah, he can pay for her driver's ed, but my Lord, that is ridiculous. I mean, talk about spoiling the child.
Where do you go from here?
I mean, really.
But there are a lot of rich kids that get that a lot. I mean, we're just looking at that instance, but there are a lot of different instances. There are a lot of different instances. Yeah, I'm gonna say
I mean, it's one thing to pay for a fully loaded Honda Accord.
Really?
It's another to give a 16-year-old a Ferrari.
Yeah. And she's been driving how long?
5 minutes.
Look, I'm sure there are a lot of CEOs of companies that give their kids some different things.
Well, they wrong
and you don't ever see it, but it's just because they're big celebrities. That
You know,
see this.
give me the money. I'll show you what to do with it.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
I think it's ridiculous too. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I know there are other people that do it. You know that.
Do you do that?
No, what are you talking about?
What did you get your daughter when she turned 16?
A Pinto.
They don't make those anymore, do they?
No, I'm just
He might have got that 94, 93 Honda. You see him rolling around. You know the body style I'm talking about.
That's messed up.
You drive that bad boy to the wheels fall off.
And
that's what a child should do.
There you go. That's true. They should do that. Yes. And then
what
work
do you
themselves
bet
into-
inside of a year there's going to be some story about how she crashed that bad
I hope
boy?
not. I hope not. Let's move on. I think we're done with this topic.
Okay, Delano.
We also want your take on tonight's sound off about a demand for bulletproof backpacks for children. A man in Virginia created this protective gear right here for children after a friend in law enforcement requested them for his kids. Norvell West and his business partner came up with a plate that weighs 12 ounces. It can slide into the front pocket of a backpack. West says the plate will stop all pistol ammunition no matter how close a gunman is to a person.
His wife says it's a reality that even she can't ignore. The couple says they teach their kids to play hide and seek behind their backpacks.
If a gunman enters their school, they're instructed to place the backpack in front of their face or curl up with it on their backs. West also makes plates that you can turn into clipboards or put into an iPad case.
He even sells plates that fit your briefcase, starting at $100. Now, some think the family is going overboard, but the couple says they don't want to take any chances.
We want to know, Mama Mack, family being paranoid or prepared?
I think it's a matter of being prepared with all that's going on in the world and the stress, the kids that they're having, all the stuff they're having to deal with in school. Hey, I'm on that. I'll buy one.
You would do that back in the day?
I
if
would
this,
buy
if
them
things
all.
happened
Yes,
now. Yes,
if things were different. Yes.
It's all about
Yes,
protection. Everybody wants to protect their kids more than
yes,
anything else,
be
so.
safe.
Here we go. A few comments from Facebook. Shasta Siegel saying it's sad that this is something that has to be considered in this day and age. Dana saying here's a better idea. Let's come up with a better idea to prevent letting the violence in schools. And then one more here from Tilly who says, what if their backpack isn't around? I mean, kids don't wear them all day long at school, nor is the backpack accessible when they're at recess, lunch, or PE. So, and then she has several question marks there. They all bring up great points. I mean, it is a sad state of affairs that we have to be talking about this for our kids.
Yeah.
But, you know, every time you hear about a school shooting, you look at something like what this guy and his partner have done and you think, well,
why not?
You know, because as a hot button issue, as gun control and all that stuff is, I don't see that making its way faster through the system. This has a better chance. You know, this bulletproof backpack idea.
It doesn't sound like it's really expensive. I mean, if the briefcase is $100, did they give the price on the?
They did not. They did not. But it probably is less.
All right. Always great to see you. Did you come up with that theme music yet?
Yeah,
what
I
you-
like Rocky.
Okay.
You see where I get my dance skills
I
from.
hear you. I was going to come up with She's a Bad Mama Jamma.
Oh,
remember that
okay.
song
Oh,
back
that's
in the
good
day?
too.
Yeah, it was a good song. Tony liked that. Tony said that was
Well,
good.
I like them. You know,
Okay,
I
we'll-
get hyped off
We'll
that.
work on that
You get
Rocky
a
music
Rocky,
for you.
Right.
Okay.
We'll
All
have
right.
that for you. No, I'm saying.
Is there
we'll
something
work on
wrong
it.
with it?
No.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure, Mama Mack, to have you here. We're going to be right back. We have a little
me
bit of sports and much
two
more, so
snaps.
stay right here.